This is going to be the final video of 2022, and I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone for watching my videos this year. This is the first full year that I've actually been making videos on YouTube. I started late in 2021 with a bunch of 124 content, which is what this car is right here under the cover. But 2022 has brought us great opportunities to film some great 210 content. We finally got the headliner done on my car. I made very little progress on my other wheels, which if you've been watching the videos, you know exactly which wheels I'm talking about. We got some really cool opportunities to drive some very unique 210s like the E60 and the Brabus. We gotta check out that Kleeman supercharged E55. So none of this is possible without your continued support. So to anyone that's watched my videos, like, comment, or subscribe, thank you for that, because without your support, this would not be possible. I also want to mention to anyone that bought a calendar, thank you. I pretty much sold all of these through Instagram, but these calendars sold out relatively quickly, which I'm glad. I shipped over 10 of them, which is super fun to do. I know the price tag was kind of high on these, but these are all custom, so obviously they cost a lot more to make, and I'm really not making any money at the end of the day. I'm just breaking even, but I'm happy to do it, to share this passion with you guys. So for anyone that bought a calendar, thank you. So I have a couple of cool things I wanted to share with you guys while I still have them. I'm not going to be keeping some of this stuff. Some of these are gifts for people. I just wanted to share it while I still have it. So I got a bunch of period correct brochures. So a 2002 E-Class brochure, a 1991 190E brochure, 2000 E-Class, a 1997 Brabus Catalog. This was perfect to buy because 97 is the year of the E65, and while that car is not mentioned in here, a lot of the parts and accessories are, so it's really cool to see some Brabus history in this catalog, and it is really thick and it's in English and German, which is awesome because I don't speak German. And then a really cool Rentec little postcard. Really awesome. The yellow Rentec with the OZ 3-piece custom interior. Really awesome. So I'll go over the brochures briefly in a bit, but one thing I wanted to show you, which I got from Japan, and which is why it's in this box, because it's really cool. So this is used. I did not buy new from Yanase or Yanase, I don't know how you pronounce it. If you don't know what Yanase is, they're like a big dealer for Mercedes in Japan. This product inside this box is from them. This is from a reseller, and I just thought it was like really interesting how they packaged it. It is very well done, which is crazy to see. This is from a Japanese seller. I actually purchased a entire wheel, like a real wheel, from another seller in Japan. The packaging was just so bad. Like, it's amazing the wheel wasn't damaged, but this was just so well done. It was actually wrapped in another post office packaging type thing, and this is what was underneath, but I just want to show you how well this is packaged and what's in here. So just incredibly well done. Whoever packages really takes pride in their work, and I really do appreciate that. So here is the box, and this is period correct. This is from the late 90s, early 2000s. I think this is what would have been around when the 210 was still new. So we'll see, it has the period correct AMG logo. This is what would have come on I believe 96 through probably used all the way up until 2009. There's the Yanase logo. Even better packaging on the inside. What we have in here is a little monoblock ashtray. So it's two pieces. This is the top portion. And then here is the barrel. And this is really just the ashtray portion. That's just the cover lid. Really well done in the packaging. The likelihood of this being damaged would probably been very minimal. So I'm very impressed with that. And it actually came with a couple of extra felt pieces for the bottom. So pretty complete. This particular accessory is actually pretty hard to find. I don't think they made a whole lot of them, and they're only in Japan. So to get in the US like this, it's pretty hard to see. So let's take a closer look. This is a very, very accurate AMG Monoblock Style 2 or Aero 2, whatever you want to call it. This is the 18-inch version. You can tell by the lip. This will come on the W210 E55s, like this wheel. It's just so cool to see. So one thing I want to note is that the center cap is aligned with the logo, not with the spoke being centered. So that's kind of interesting. Where the valve stem is correct. This is just very anatomically correct to a real one. And then this just serves as the lid for the ashtray. This is the ashtray. You'll see the Yanase logo cut out there. And then the bottom is just a felt piece to put on a table. Really nice finish. This one's not entirely perfect. There are some imperfections. Someone I think actually did use this to smoke with, which is unfortunate. There's a little blemish there on the face of the wheel. But overall, I can't complain. Just to find one of these is a miracle. This one I'm actually keeping for myself. This is just too cool to let go. It literally looks like a miniature monoblock. And let's go ahead and compare it to the real one. So here we have my 040 color match monoblock to my car. And it's a little mini monoblock. And it looks really cool. And the reason I say this is an 18 is because the 18s had the lip, like this wheel, and the 17s, which I have right here, do not have a lip like that. It's very flat faced compared to the dish on the 18s. So I'm not sure if this is made of metal or if it's porcelain. The lip does seem to have kind of like a shinier finish than the face, which is accurate. It should be machined. So it looks really cool. And I would like to buy a couple more of these, which I don't think I will be able to find any, but I'd like to get one redone in 040 black to match my car. I think that'd be really cool. And I really wish they made the R129 two-piece version, but I don't think they did. It was just this style. So that is the AMG Monoblock ashtray. All right, next up is this 1991 190E Brochure. There's not a whole lot of 190E content on my channel just because I don't own one. It's still a really cool car. I do like it. And if I did have the space, I would have one. So this is I actually got this for a friend, because he has a 190, but really cool brochure. This is actually from 1991. This is older than both of my cars actually. Showing off the 103 US headlights, suspension. That's really cool. Full interior shot. That'd be really cool to make a brochure like this for my cars, but like with all the modern stuff that I put in them. Some color options. Showing off the safety features. The mono wiper showing how it sweeps 86% of the glass. Here it is highlighting the 2.3. Looks like it's a black one, US spec. Some more interior options, manual transmission. Really cool. Some dimensions. Another flip out right here. That's a radio I've actually never seen before on a US car. Well, I don't know about you, but I really hate these steering wheels in 190s. They're just too big. The later model ones are way better in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. And all these have US headlights, which is a shame because the Euros are so much nicer. So yeah, there is the 190 catalog. So here is the catalog for the 2000 model year E-Class. This is the W210. Really cool. So we got the whole lineup here from the 320 sedan, 430 sedan, the sport package, the wagon, and the 55. Really, really awesome. And I really like this one because it highlights the interior in my car, which unfortunately you can't see because I'm covering it up with the seat covers, but you can see that red steering wheel. Let's take a closer look at this. This is showing the Designo options. This is called the Designo Espresso Edition, which it had the special Designo paint code, which I believe was just called Mocha or something. It had the light brown Napa leather and the elm trim. I've actually seen a couple of these in person, but we got to film the Designo Silver E55, which has the Designo Silver 029 paint and that green interior with the natural maple wood trim. So this is on the standard model, so it does not have the AMG seats like the one I filmed. Still pretty much the same styling on the interior and the paint. And I think it's just so much better in a 55 with the body kit. Some more highlights of the interior. And this is the first year of the facelift 2000. So that's the first introduction of the steering wheel controls on the steering wheel and the multifunction display. And in 2000, I believe, was the only year that excluded the digital speedometer, which is very unfortunate because I think that's such a cool feature. This is the early smart key. My car has a later version of this with the panic button right up here. So these are actually pretty hard to come by these days. No one has the original keys anymore. And I'm so fortunate that mine at least came with one of them. When you bought these cars, it came with 3 keys, 2 of the masters, which would be like this or my later style one, and a valet key, which is a thin version of this. Got some radio options. So 2000 in the United States was the first year of the command system, which I do have on my car, which I think it is an option worth having because that allows you to have a factory auxiliary and retrofit Bluetooth pretty easily, which I did do a tutorial on how I did it on my car. So check it out if you're interested. Single DIN, you could just get a replacement head unit or send yours out to Becker and they will retrofit Bluetooth to your factory head unit, which is still really cool. We have the wagon. I really wish I could find a nice wagon, but they're really hard to come by these days and they're kind of overpriced in my opinion. Really cool, the third row. Highlighting the best engines ever made, the M112 and M113. This is introduced in the United States in model year 1998. So 96 and 97 had the M104 and M119. And the M104 is very problematic, as some of you may see me rambling on Instagram. I have no problem with the 119. but I just prefer these. And this is why I wanted to show this. This is the only picture of the red interior that I've seen in this much detail. And I'm a sucker for the red interior. I love it so much. That's why I got it on my car. It's just so awesome how they just have it highlighted here. And this page is highlighting some of the 55 specific stuff. Like, of course, the engine, the brakes with the floating rotors, and the specific springs and shocks. Really, really cool. We got the lineup here, 2 sedans and a wagon. The 4MATIC, that's what's highlighting. And all the options are available for the W210. So, shows you standard and the optional stuff and what combos were available. Really, really cool. And showing some of the color options. So my car's 040 black with the chocolate ruby and the burl walnut. Yeah, the 55s had the bird's eye maple, but my car's not 55. Shows all the color codes for the paint. One of my favorites is actually Desert Silver 693. I think that was a really cool color. It looks a lot like smoke silver on the 124s. Bordeaux red 567. Also another car I like. And that is the color that my calipers are. That was color match from G2. I did a whole video on that as well. So really, really cool that you get to see all this. And it shows the Espresso models. It has the 022 Espresso paint, natural elm wood, and the brown interior. And then likewise for Designo Silver. So that is it for the 2000 model year Brochure. So this is a 2002 Brochure. This is the final year of the sedan in the United States. And the wagon actually went till 03. So different pictures, really, really cool. There's the E55 again. Beautiful rolling shot of it. You can tell it's a US car just because of how high it is and the trunk lid. Very similar to the previous one. Most of the options were the same, so there wasn't really too much different with this. 2001 was the first year of the digital speedo, so that might be one difference you'll see. Really nice shot of a wagon. Showing off a 4MATIC wagon in silver. Very, very nice. This is a really cool shot, I think, of the wagon in the snow. Brilliant Silver 744, I think, was a very nice color. I really do enjoy it. I kind of wish I had a car that was 744. It always looks good, in my opinion, no matter if it's dirty or clean. Here we have showing some of the options he had for the car. So 320, 430, 4MATIC, Sport Package, and 55. Showing off some of the interior. The cup holders, which were over-engineered and did not work nearly as good as they should have. And here's that updated key I was talking about. This is the key that came with my car. I'm lucky I still have one in good shape. You could not buy these keys anymore. You just get the new updated ones. Best engine ever made. And the Bose sound system in these cars actually sound pretty good. Sport Package, these are the wheels that my car should have come on. But when I bought my car, it came on some 20-inch dubs, so I never got to see these wheels. Wagon. 55, and it shows way less of the red interior, which I'm really disappointed about. And on camera, that looks like it's not the perforated seats, so this may have been a pre-facelift thing, but they never offered the ruby red with the pre-facelift non-perforated leather. So that's interesting to see on the 2002 Brochure. And same thing, showing off the brakes, Tiptronic, and those are the gray seats they call them. They look white to me. So a couple interesting things on here. It says it has 2-piece front rotors, which is technically not true because they are single piece. However, they are the ventilated design with the pins, but the pins are permanently attached to the hat from the disc, so there's no way to actually service them besides replacing them. And the exhaust appears to be on a pre-facelift AMG rear bumper, so the facelift one will look slightly different. And the way you can tell is that this impact strip has no chrome on it, and the cutout for the exhaust, there's no cutout on this, it just sits directly underneath, whereas the facelift has a cutout. We got some more Designo color options here, Designo Espresso and a Designo Silver, which funny enough in this picture does not show the green seats. Some options, so we got heated cooled seats, which is only available on the facelift cars in 2000. Parking sensors, which is very uncommon to see on a pre-facelift, but it was an option in the States. It's more common on the facelift, but there's just not that many around. No one really wanted to order them. Xenon headlights came with headlight washers. That was optional on non-AMG models. You have some factory accessories like that wind deflector, the racks, cargo net, illuminated door sills, and the same option sheet in the back here showing what options are available with what. Continues here. And the last page just showing off again what the color codes were. A lot of them are the same. So we see that Bordeaux red metallic. That's a really interesting color. The Wedgwood blue metallic. I think I've seen a couple of those in person. Really nice color. Tektite gray 744. Alabaster white is a facelift color. I think 2000 had the previous glacier white. 040 black, Capri blue, really nice color. And the color options for the seats, wood options, and the Designo options right here. And that's it for the 2002 brochure. Really cool. So here is the Brabus brochure from 1997. It has SLK on the front cover, and it's in English and German. So this one's really long. I'm not going to be able to show you all of it, but I'll just show you some of my favorite parts of it. So a table of contents shows all the models that were available, which is a lot of them. Brabus EV12 there. Here we have a letter from Bodo Bushman on the front page. Bodo Bushman was one of the 2 founding members of Brabus and like the lead director of pretty much the whole operation. Brabus wagon. And this catalog came out around the time that they hit 200 miles an hour in the EV12, which was their goal. So the E65 couldn't do with the 6.5 liter M119, so they had to put a 7.3 liter M120 in a 210, and they went 330 kilometers an hour, showing off some of their engine work here. And I really like this portion right here, where it says the engine alone provides no more than the basis. The chassis along with the peripherals are what yield a perfect car. I've been told the German translation doesn't come out quite as nice. I do agree that is the perfect car. They had carbon fiber rotors in the 90s, which is insane. So Alcon was the manufacturer, and they put the Brabus logo on them. Alcon also did make the brakes for Rentec, but Brabus won their contract over, so Rentec had to switch to Brembo. So Alcon was a pretty much Brabus exclusive thing. Here's a Brabus A-Class. Pretty interesting, although I don't think I'd want a Brabus A-Class, or A-Class in general for that matter. No offense to those that own one, it's just not for me. All right, and here is the 210, which is what we're here for. Full 210 accessory car. This is all, of course, prefaced as being 97. They made a 6-liter M119 as well. 6.5 was the biggest one they made. They did in a wagon with a 3-piece. Full kit. No carbon lip spoiler on this model. That was only for the V12. Check out some options on the wheels. I really like these wheels. I think they look really good on 124, especially 500D. 3 spokes aren't for everybody, but they're cool, especially in multi-piece form. Wagon and sedan, really awesome. We'll notice the deletion of the chrome on these cars. They were doing the 3.8 liter M112, which is pretty funny to think about. They would literally build any engine in any car. They wouldn't just stick to only the top tier models. So you could literally bring the base model to them and do a full Brabus conversion with even like M102. And there's the 6.5 liter M119. Really excellent motor. This is probably one of my favorite V8s. I do like the 113s a lot, but a large displacement 119 is just so much fun. Here we have them hitting the top speed. You'll see the leather dash, which is very uncommon to see on any of these cars. We got the steering wheel, and there it is going 330, maxing out that speedo. Temps are good, full tank of gas. The Brabus Mastic leather interior with piping. So some of them don't have the piping, and this is what it looked like when it was new. Of course, the leather shrinks over time, so it's a little less wrinkled looking now. Wood steering wheel, really interesting. And they did offer different colors as well. It wasn't just strictly black. The Brabus chrome door sills. Here we have the 140, which they did the 7.3 liter version as well. Really cool. Of course, the M119s, different options. ML, there's literally everything in this catalog. M104, don't know why you'd want to do that, but it was available. Really interesting interior choices there. Brabus also did a van, which is really cool. And we have some of the models highlighted here. The 6.5 liter SLK, I think this was reviewed on Top Gear at one point or one of those shows. That car must have been really fast, being so light. V12 on a 210. And we'll see if we look here, it does have that lip spoiler and carbon fiber. And here it is, the V12 wagon, the fastest station wagon in the world. Really awesome. That giant M120 stuffed in there. Amazing. It'd be really cool to see one of these in person. Some highlights of their rear axle treatment on the R129, really cool. And some period correct Alpine advertisement. That was high technology back in the day. Really crazy to look at now in 2022. Brabus leather jacket. I wonder if this was their mastic leather. That'd been really cool to have. The briefcase. Brabus watch. That'd be really cool to have a Brabus watch. Some more accessories. I'm not a big watch guy, but I do like that. Some more of their interior options. Looks like a Brabus branded leather paint. Brabus is such a big operation in Germany. It's considered a manufacturer, so it's pretty incredible to see all this stuff. Blue leather interior, the entire thing, dash included. Two-tone seats on the 210, manual. That's what I'm saying. They would do literally any car. They wouldn't have to have any options, and they would do anything you want to it. So here is the engine overview, and this is where you can see that they would literally do any engine. There's a little C180 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine. They would modify to make some more power. The M104. They even did diesels. This one was called the Brabus D6. I think this was based on the OM606. And they had some older ones as well. Brabus M103 and 3.6 liters. That's pretty cool. And the M104 right next to it. That looks to be an M117 single overhead cam. That'd be really cool to see. M112. So here that we can see it had the 6-liter M119, and this is the 124 style box, and it's highlighting on a 124. And then on the later model 210s, 6-liter, same thing, but with the more restrictive airbox in my opinion. That single outlet versus the dual. I like the dual outlet better, which is what they used in the 6.5 liter version, which is on the E65. The gigantic M120. This is in 6.9 liters. They made it all the way up till 7.3. So there was a 7.3 and a 7.3S. And let's take a look at the differences here. So there's the capacity in cubic centimeters. Appears to be the same. But yeah, the S model makes just a little bit more power. And they're just showing the statistics there. So here's the 7.3, 7.3S. Showing the top speed there as well. Pretty interesting to see. They rated at 318 kilometers versus 330. 6-liter M119. Some more period correct advertisement. Showing off their machines. Entire section dedicated to the exhausts. Bilstein was the manufacturer of the Brabus branded shocks. So in case you were wondering, that is what they actually show right here. And that is what you will see too. If you see a Brabus branded shock, there will be a Bilstein stamp on it somewhere. I don't know who makes the springs. I don't mention it here, but I believe it was H&R. Advertisement for some sock shocks, which were an OEM also. More springs, wheels. Renault was a big manufacturer of these wheels for Brabus. I think so was OZ, and perhaps, I don't know if BBS did it, but that was also a possibility, but I think it was mainly Renault and possibly OZ. The multi-piece 3 spokes. And we have a whole catalog of wheels and offsets right here, what options they are available in. In English and German. Some more advertisements. Carbon fiber rotors and their Alcon high performance braking system. Really cool to see. OG Michelin advertisement. This is way before the Super Sport or even the Sport was available. They called Michelin Pilot. It's crazy to think about how far tire technology has come and how much better the numbers would have been for the EV12. And just reading the section here, it turns out they appear to be using 4 square set of tires on this car. So that means it's a 245 in the front and the back, which is just not enough for the rear grip. With what's on the E65, it's a 275 rear. That probably would have helped a lot, especially with a more modern tire. But here it is highlighting the EV12 7.3S. So this is just showing how it was the fastest sedan in the world, and someone reviewed this. I'll try to find an article of this and link it in the description if you want to read the whole thing. But this is pretty well known. There's a giant engine in there. Some more specifications between a EV12 and E50. Of course, it's probably not even close. So here's something interesting to see on the EV12's front bumper. We'll see it does have that carbon fiber lip, or that spoiler rather, and it has a mesh where the fog light is. So that was used as probably a air intake or a brake duct cooling, which the E65 just actually has a fog light there. Really cool shots of the car. Some more advertisements, this time Dunlop. Another magazine article, and this is pretty funny to see. This is actually a photograph printed out on the actual magazine of another magazine showing off the EV12. That's how proud they were. Really cool drawing of the Brabus facility in Germany. And some maps. Another index in the back. And Brabus is TUV certified, which is a really hard thing to do. So they are literally as good as a manufacturer in Germany. And that is the Brabus Catalog of 1997. So I probably went on for way longer than I should have. It's just the opportunity to show this off probably won't present itself, so I had to take it now. I hope you enjoyed watching all that. It was really awesome to get to share with all of you. And hopefully we continue to film some cool content. It's only possible with your support. If you ever watch a video, like, comment, subscribe, or purchase a calendar, hopefully there will be eventually more merch. That's what really helps keep this going. So I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Here's to a great 2023.